Alright, what is going on, guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now today I've got for you guys is something a little bit different. It's no secret that we've been going through a bit of a content drought as far as DCTV news and information goes ever since DC Fandom. Now, this doesn't come as too much of a surprise, as the shows don't actually come back until sometime in January, and then some of them also don't even come back until even later than that. So obviously, no big shocker here that we're not getting too much news and information as far as that all goes. And with news being pretty few and far between at this point, I thought it would be a fun idea to make a sort of sit-down video where I sit down here, talk to the camera, kind of go off the cuff, just have a few little notes here and there, and keep you guys up to date on all of the latest DCTV news and information whenever it is necessary in between the big content drops. Now, I'm not completely sold on a name or anything for the series yet. I was thinking something like DC Dose or DCTV Daily Dose, something along those lines, not completely sold. If any of you guys have any ideas of what we could call this series, just let me know about that down there in the comments. I'm happy to read any of that. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think it should be called. But for now, the placeholder name is the DC Dose or the DCTV Dose, something like that. I think that that's kind of fun. But before getting into everything, I did just want to say that the idea for this series did come from a fellow YouTuber going by the name of Sean W. He goes over a lot of Halo news and information in this same sort of style, in just a nice, chill, sit down, talk to the camera style. He calls it the coffee catch-up, and he goes over a lot of Halo news and information, and I've really enjoyed watching his videos as of late. So yeah, I just kind of thought, you know what, I enjoy watching this style of video, why don't I try and make that style of video for DCTV stuff, because that's what we cover here on the channel. So big shout out to Sean W for the idea for this series, and hopefully it catches on, because I do love sitting down, talk to the camera, and just kind of going off script and just talking about whatever comes to mind and whatever's going on in the DCTV realm of content. But with all of the boring random YouTuber intro stuff out of the way, let's just get started and talk about all of the latest DCTV news and information. The first piece of news, and the biggest and most important piece of news in my opinion, is what we are going to start off with, and that is that all of the DCTV shows have officially started going back to filming. Everything that is filming in Vancouver is filming in Vancouver, so that means The Flash, Superman and Lois, Batwoman, Supergirl, Legends, they are all filming right now. They are all filming for their newest seasons of their shows. Now, I know we did get some Batwoman set pictures a couple of weeks back, but they actually ended up having to shut down filming due to, I think there was like a shortage of tests or something like that. So there was nothing crazy going on, just kind of a technical issue, I guess you could say, as to why they had to shut down filming, and some of the shows had to end up delaying their filming. But now, yeah, everybody's back to filming, everything is going smoothly, and that is all good. So everybody up in Vancouver, they are all filming, and then also for all of the other DCTV shows, we do know that Black Lightning and Stargirl, they filmed down in Atlanta, and yes, they are also back to filming as well. So everybody in the DCTV family of shows has gone back to filming at the time of this recording. So that is all great news to hear that all of our favorite DCTV shows on the CW have officially gone back to filming, and that of course means that we are going to be getting a lot of set pictures and news and information from the sets of all of these shows, like we did for Batwoman back a couple of weeks ago, and we did actually get something new from the Batwoman set very recently, right before I did actually go start to record this video, so we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, we do have a lot of cool stuff coming up on the horizon, with everybody going back to film for their new seasons of all of the shows. Before getting into the news from the individual shows, I did also want to mention that Titans has also gone back to film. I do think that they film somewhere up in Canada. I'm not sure if they also film in Vancouver or if they film somewhere near there. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they do film up there, somewhere near where all of the other shows do film, and Titans is also back to film their Season 3. Now, it's going to be airing on HBO Max, so that's kind of why I kept it separate from all of the CW stuff, but I guess technically it's all in the same multiverse. So yeah, Titans is also going back to film, and I'm pretty sure that should start airing probably around the same time as all of this stuff, because they are all going back to film at around the same time. But now let's just get into individual news and information for each of these shows that have gone back to film. Starting off down in Atlanta with Stargirl and Black Lightning. For Black Lightning, we don't have anything crazy that I know of at this point. There's nothing that I've seen. There are no set pictures or anything that I've seen at this point, other than some of the cast have been posting pictures from the set saying, hey, we're back to filming. So I'm sure we will get more news and info as they continue filming on that. But yeah, Black Lightning is back to filming. Over onto Stargirl, that is where things do get a little bit interesting. Now we know the cast is all back down there in Atlanta. They are going to start filming soon if they have not started filming already. They have done some costume tests and things like that, and that is kind of what I wanted to talk about. So we do have what could potentially be a new suit for Wildcat. So the actress that plays Yolanda Montez did actually end up posting a picture from the costume test, it seemed like, for this season, and at first I didn't think much of it, but it kind of looks like Wildcat is going to be getting a new suit this season. So as for this new Wildcat suit, the differences between this one and the original one are kind of a blink and you'll miss it. I will throw the new suit up on screen now if you guys would like to take a look at it. Like I said, it's not too different from the original suit, but it does look really cool, and there are some small little details and some small things that have been changed on the new suit. I don't want to go too in depth on it because, like I said, there's not really much to break down. It's just kind of a selfie picture in the new suit, but you can definitely tell that it has been updated and detailed quite a bit more for Season 2, and yeah, I'm very excited to see this suit in action as far as it goes in Stargirl Season 2. Moving back up north, let's start with Titans, because there really isn't much for Titans either, other than we do have some pictures from a lot of the actors and actresses posting basically, hey, we're back on set, we're filming the show, we are filming for Season 3. So with that, I just kind of want to say I hope Titans Season 3 is better than Season 2, because I had a lot of high hopes for the show when it first aired, and I'd say Season 1 was pretty good, Season 2 was not great, and I'm hoping that they can kind of bounce back and bring themselves back into bring them back to the quality of all of the other DCTV shows with Season 3. So yeah, I'm just hoping that Titan Season 3 is good, and hopefully we get some cool stuff from the set. There's supposedly going to be some very cool things happening in Titan Season 3, so I'm excited, but I'm also cautiously optimistic. So I guess we will have to wait and see what happens with Titan Season 3. Moving on to the DCTV shows on the CW, we don't have much from Legends other than a couple of set pictures, and I know Canada Graphs did post a picture and I think possibly a blog, so I will link that down there in the description if you want to check it out. So there's nothing crazy here either, other than, hey, Legends is back to filming, and we did actually get the title for the first episode, and I will throw the sort of picture of the script up on screen now. So as you guys can see from the script, the first episode for Legends Season 6 is titled Ground Control to Sarah Lance, so a nice little David Bowie reference here. Always appreciated and always welcomed, and other than that, we don't really know too much as far as what is going on with the next season of Legends. We do know that the actor who plays Gary was promoted to a series regular or season regular, whatever you want to call it. So if you like Gary, there's more Gary this season. If you don't like Gary, there's still more Gary this season. So yeah, that's the only new piece of info that we know from Legends, other than they are filming, and we also have the title for episode 1 of Season 6. Moving over to Supergirl, again, we don't know too much on this one, other than obviously now we do know that it is going to be the final season of Supergirl, but we do know that the cast is back on set and they are filming Season 6. We are again getting some pictures from the cast members just saying, hey, we're back in Vancouver, we are back to filming, and I'm sure we will be getting some set pictures on that front sooner rather than later. Now let's move over to the next show, and I guess something in the super universe as well, or in the realm of supers. Let's move over to Superman and Lois. Now, Superman and Lois is a fun one, and one that I was definitely looking forward to talking about. Now, we don't have anything concrete again from this set. I think that's kind of the theme here. There's nothing concrete. There's just pictures from a lot of the actors and actresses saying, hey, we're back on set, we're filming. We have a lot of that from Superman and Lois as well. well. There is something pretty interesting, a couple little interesting things. So we have a picture of, I guess you could say, like the cover of one of the scripts that Elizabeth Tulloch, who plays Lois Lane, actually ended up posting. This goes back a couple of weeks, and it shows what seems to be a slightly new logo for Superman, a slightly different take on the Superman symbol, which does look really cool, and I'm hoping that this is what we are also going to get to see on the new Superman suit. And now the new Superman suit, that's another thing that I really wanted to talk about. So there are going to be doing some green screen testing, some just sort of screen tests and all that stuff. That has been said. So I'm not sure if they're actually filming at this point or if they're just doing the screen tests. But screen tests are happening, which means that we might actually get our first look at the new Superman suit sooner rather than later. Now, this was something that was announced back at DC Fandom, that we would be seeing Superman in a brand new suit for the brand new series, Superman and Lois. So I would expect to get our first look at that Superman costume sooner rather than later. And when we do get the news on that and when the image drops, I will be sure to cover that here on the channel. As you guys know, I love covering suit videos. So with that said, unfortunately, no Superman and Lois suit to be seen here, so let's just move over to the next show on the list, and that is, of course, The Flash. So The Flash is back to film season 7, and we do have some set pictures to go over here. I won't go over all of them because there are a lot of them, but also while there are a lot of set pictures, there really isn't much that we know from these set pictures, I guess you could say. It's basically just a couple of different scenes here. We have some set pictures, they were all over Instagram, and then we also have Canadagraphs getting his own set pictures that kind of goes over all of these, so I will link Canadagraph's blog down there in the description if you guys want to check out all of these images. I won't show a bunch of them up on screen. I will just show a couple of the important ones. But some of these pictures, we have Iris and Camilla. It seems like they are still in the mirror dimension and they are meeting back up again. So that is pretty cool. And then over in the real world, it seems we have Barry facing off against Eva McCulloch, Mirror Master, out in the streets. Barry's still got his old suit on. It seems like they are filming episode 2 at this point. Because episode 1 would be one that they were going to be able to go through pretty quickly because most of that was already filmed at the end of last season, as they are kind of repurposing episode 20 from last season into episode 1 for this season. So yeah, nothing too crazy as far as The Flash goes, other than some set pictures, which again, I will link down there in the description below, and they are courtesy of Canadagraphs once again, so thank you Canadagraphs. Those pictures, again, will be linked down there in the description for The Flash Season 7, Episode 2, and yeah, let's just move over to the next and final DCTV show. Okay, final show, Batwoman Season 2. I already covered a little bit of this stuff back a couple of weeks ago when we first saw Batwoman film, and like I said earlier, they did have to pause filming, and then they finally did come back to filming recently, so they're all back on track. We did get a look at that Batwoman suit again a couple weeks ago. I can link that video up there in the cards if you guys did not see it and would like to go check it out, but here's just the screen test picture that we saw of Javicia Leslie in that Batwoman suit. Put that up on screen now so you guys can take a look at it. And we did get a little bit of new information recently, I guess kind of earlier tonight, or not tonight, last night, I guess you could say. I don't know time apparently, but yeah, we did get a new look at the Batwoman set recently. And this new look at the Batwoman set is coming courtesy of Awesome Friday over on Twitter. I will link all of this down there in the description, but we got some really, really interesting stuff here. We do actually have a first look at a kind of in full of this new Batmobile. Again, it seems like they are still using that kind of Corvette as the base design for it, but instead of having a bunch of motion capture dots and everything on it now, it seems like it is fully kind of painted and customized. I don't think this is the final look for it, as I'm sure they will be adding some effects and everything in post, but in my opinion, I think on a TV budget, this looks pretty cool. So, well, of course, the Corvette Batmobile is very cool. The most important thing from set here is, of course, this video that we do have on the Batmobile with Batwoman actually getting out of the Batmobile, and we do see Javicia Leslie here in the Batsuit, and this is actually seeming to be the brand new Batsuit. This seems like it is going to be the one kind of based off of the Jim Lee design back from Fandom. We did see that kind of concept on the big sort of poster of all of the different DC characters. We did see what seemed like an early concept of what Javicia's suit would be as Ryan Wilder. This one is obviously a lot more personalized. It isn't the carbon copy of the Season 1 suit that we did see her in earlier episodes on set. So yeah, it's very cool to actually finally get our first look here at the new suits, but it isn't a very clear look, unfortunately. So I will be playing the video over top of this, but you can clearly see that it is a different suit. While you can't really make out any of the details on the suit, the biggest thing to note here is the fact that it does look like Batwoman finally does now have the curly hair to coincide with Javicia's take on Ryan Wilder. So it's very cool to see that the Batwoman suit has, of course, been updated. And again, you can't really see any detail here on the suit, but I would have to assume that if you were able to get a closer look at it, it would look a lot like the sort of Jim Lee concept design that I have been mentioning for a while now as what I would think that the new Batwoman suit would look like. And from this little kind of low quality video here, it does seem like that is the case, and I guess the biggest takeaway here is in fact the new wig being the curlier wig to fit with Javicia's Batwoman. So with that, I'm very excited to get a real look at the new Batwoman suit. Can't wait until we get a much clearer, like, head-on shot of the suit so we can actually see the details and everything. But like I said, I'm pretty sure once we do get our first full look at that suit, it will look very similar to that Jim Lee concept design. So if you want to know what it's going to most likely look at, like, yeah, here it is. Here's the Jim Lee design. But with that said, guys, that pretty much does it for all of the DCTV news at this point. Everything at the moment seems to be back on track, which is great, and I'm excited to really start getting some awesome news from the set soon. So from the sets of all of these shows pretty soon here, with everything going back to filming, and hopefully everything going along as planned.
Doesn't matter. There are only 4 rules you need to remember. Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
But with that said, I will try to keep you guys updated with all of the latest news and information from all of the DCTV shows. At this point, it seems like it's just a toss-up between what is going to be revealed first, the new Superman suit for Superman and Lois, or Javicia's new Batwoman suit for Batwoman Season 2. Leave your bets down there in the comments. What do you guys think is going to actually be revealed first? I'd say maybe the Superman suit, but now that the Batwoman video actually has gone out online and we kind of have a low-quality look at the new suit, I wouldn't be surprised if that gets dropped here within the next couple of days as well. So with all of that said, I want to know what you guys thought about this down there in the comments below. What show are you guys most excited to see return for the next season? What are you hoping to see from set before the next season's air? And what do you guys think of what we've seen so far? I want to know what you guys think about all of this down there in the comments below. But until next time, guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.